Ah, you are here. Came to see new history action brick film, eh? Just in time. I have a news story for you. So, imagine, 18th century. The 7-Year War has just ended. The British Empire is among the winners of that war. But war is very expensive, and the British state budget is empty. So, what to do? Great Britain enacted a series of measures aimed at raising revenue from its 13 American colonies. Many of those measures generated fierce resentment among the colonists who protested against taxation without representation. Britain refused to meet the interests of the inhabitants of the colonies and sent troops to suppress the rebels. The British Parliament declared that Massachusetts was in open rebellion. About 700 British Army regulars in Boston under Lieutenant Colonel Francis Smith were given secret orders to capture and destroy colonial military supplies reportedly stored by the Massachusetts militia at Concord. However, Lexington militia learned from the scouts about the approach of the British and went out into the street. Leader of the militia, Captain Parker, was clearly aware that he was outnumbered and was not prepared to sacrifice his men for no purpose. He knew that military supplies at Concord had already been hidden. No war had been declared. He also knew the British had gone on such expeditions before in Massachusetts, found nothing, and marched back to Boston. So the militia wasn't planning to start shooting. At dawn on April the 19th, some 700 British troops arrived in Lexington and came upon 77 militiamen.
Hold steady. Hold steady. Do not fire.
They present no obstacles, sir. Shall we pass them by?
We will not. Prepare to fix bayonets. Fix your bayonets! Lay down your arms. Disperse. Get off the King's Green.
We are here to talk.
Talk of what? This is our green. Lay down your arms and there will be no trouble. Disperse at once in the King's name.
We are gathered here peacefully.
Hold your fire. Charge your bayonet! Advance and disarm them. Battalion will advance. Slow march! Disperse, men! Don't fire! Militia! Retire! Get off the green!
The heavily outnumbered militiamen had just been ordered by their commander to disperse when a shot rang out. No one knows who made the first shot. Maybe it was a young British soldier who accidentally pulled the trigger. Maybe it was a British officer. Maybe someone from the militia. But this shot started a revolution. This was the shot heard round the world.
Major. What's happening here?
It didn't have to happen like this, sir. It shouldn't have happened. Your men fired in direct violation of my orders.
But we were fired upon, sir.
Are you certain?
I heard the first gunshot, sir. It was there.
Well, no matter. We've wasted enough time here. Form the men up for Concord.
Eight Lexington men were killed and 10 were wounded. After this short firefight, the Redcoats continued their way to Concord.
Make ready! Present!
After this short firefight, the Redcoats continued their way to Concord. When the British troops arrived in the village of Concord, they separated. Some soldiers went searching for militia supplies, and some of them secured the town. A relatively inexperienced Captain Walter Lorry secured the bridge with 90 soldiers, and this bridge was attacked by 400 militiamen.
Prepare your fire! Company on the top door! First section to the right!
Soon, almost 2,000 militiamen gathered to fight exhausted British soldiers. Redcoats started to retreat. The rebels used tactics that the settlers adopted from the Indians. The militia men hid behind trees, fences, and continued to chase the retreating British. At the end of the battle, there were almost 4,000 armed rebels. The colonists were stunned by their success. No one had actually believed either side would shoot to kill the other. The battles of Lexington and Concord proved they could stand up to one of the most powerful armies in the world. News of the battle quickly spread, reaching London on May the 28th. The war had started.